Sunrise, what an amazing time to take photographs. So today I'm down actually going to be doing some sunrise coastal and seascape shots. It's very dark at the moment. I'm just using my little headlamp. The scene behind me, I don't know if you can see it, but the moon is up. But bear with me, I'm going to wait until, it's probably about 30 minutes, I'm going to wait until there is enough sunrise just to start filming and explain my composition. I'm going to get set up. So just a quick one before the sun gets here, because we're probably about 10 minutes away now. I've got set up, you can see my camera here. What I've got is this rock in the foreground, and then what we've got is this little island off the end. And what I've done is used photo pills to actually plan this shoot. I used the planner, and what I've then done since then is on location I've used their augmented reality to assess that the sun will come up straight between the small island and the cliff face. And then we've got this tower up on the cliff top as well, which will be an absolutely brilliant feature, an old Moorish tower. About 10 minutes to sunrise, and then I'll start to talk through the kind of images that I'm capturing. I will do some wide angle ones, some capturing the whole scene with the rock in the foreground, the cliffs, the island, the tower, but also some zoomed in, and I'll talk through each of those as I capture. The sun will come up pretty quickly though, so I'm going to be, there may be some images in the gallery that I don't talk through, but I'll at least give you the technical information. So let's take a really quick look at our first gallery. The sun is just about to come up. We've probably just got a few minutes now. What I've done, I've just dropped the tripod just a little bit. What I want is that I want to make sure I've got separation and just talk through the composition really quickly before the sun actually gets up. I've got this rock, this really small rock in the foreground, which makes a great little feature. I've got the bigger rock. I want to make sure though that I've got separation between that and the cliffs and the island. I want to make sure that there's sea visible between those. If those are touching, it's going to really spoil the image. And then the sun should come up straight through that gap, as I've already mentioned. So I'm going to capture a series of compositions. I'm going to frame it with the cliffs on the left. Let me just spin around a little bit, and the tower on the cliff top, the Moorish tower, the island, and then I'm going to do some panoramic ones, some wide angle ones. Some I will include the moon, which we can see up there hopefully on the image, and some I will exclude the moon. I think this is a really great one for both zoomed in straight through the island and the cliff, and also a wide panoramic shot. So I'll capture those. I'm going to do pretty much mainly long exposures, which to me is anything over half a second. I've got it at ISO 100 so I can get those long exposures. I may apply an ND filter. If I do, I'll let you know as well. But those are the compositions that I'm going to be capturing. The sun, we're just starting to get some lovely colour in the sky now. Some lovely silhouettes of the rocks. I moved the tripod a little bit closer to the wave, so we're quite close. I've already got my feet wet, but that's one of the perils of seascape photography. So what I've got, I love the reflection in the water, but what I've got it set to is a 30-second timer here. Again, I'll put the technical information, but I've got a 30-second timer. So let's capture that image. One thing to be really careful of when capturing long exposures is the focus. Sometimes you may need to switch to manual focus. Some cameras, when you get an ND filter on the front and you have a long exposure, really struggle to capture the contrast to focus. This camera is doing all right. A couple of times I've had to switch it though in the really low light to manual focus and just get it in there and just lock it in. I'm a big fan of long exposures and capturing the milky effect of the sea. And these waves, probably anywhere between 3-4 inches and a foot, maybe slightly taller, absolutely perfect for milky effect. If it's too rough, it just becomes a white kind of creamy, milky effect. This is almost perfect kind of height for getting a really great long exposure milky effect. So let's take a look at these images that I've captured just before the sun has come up. I've actually now applied the ND filter so that it's actually, I've got some really nice long exposure times, up to 30 seconds. I've not gone over 30 seconds today, but let's take a really quick look at this second gallery of the pre-sunrise, and then we'll move on to the actual sunrise itself. The sun is just starting to come up now. You can just see there's some clouds on the horizon. It's just catching those. And there's a brilliant cloud just above it as well. I've got it on quite a long exposure. I really have zoomed in at this point in time because I want to get that detail. And this is one of the important things of landscape photography. Zoom in on the detail. That, if I capture the whole image, the whole of the landscape, that detail on the horizon is going to be lost. And I really love that. Let me just level it up here, just making sure I've got my composition. You'll notice that I've got a new tripod, by the way, and a geared head. I'll be doing a review on this. Check the channel just in case I've already done it. But I'll drop the link, just let me focus that, but I'll drop the link into the description once it's available. But check out the channel because it'll be about 3 or 4 weeks before I release that. The way it's catching the clouds now is absolutely superb. I don't know if you can see this. There's some clouds on the horizon through the gap. Probably can't see it. You'll see it in the gallery, I promise. Absolutely beautiful. Well done to Photo Pills. Nailed it right through that gap. Absolutely awesome. What an app. If you haven't got Photo Pills already, well worth getting hold of. Now that the sun has risen, I've set my tripod really low. As you can see, it's coming right through the gap. Really long exposure, ND 1000. But one of the key things with this kind of photography is getting the foreground. So I'm just using these rocks, just getting the reflections in the rocks. Absolutely amazing. Both zoomed in portrait mode and horizontal landscape mode with the rock, as you can see, the rock there, the sun coming straight through. Absolutely stunning, absolutely amazing. Right, this is going to be one of the compositions in the galleries. I really hope that you enjoy the gallery later on in this video. And just before we start the gallery, one thing to notice here, I haven't spoken about rules. I think the most important thing is to take images that you really, really like. It's not about thirds, Fibonacci patterns, golden this, golden. Yes, they can help guide an image, but ultimately, the reason for taking photographs in my mind is that it's photographs that you really like and you want to capture that mean something to you. So I hope that that's come across in this, because I haven't talked about rules at all today, other than the foreground and the layering of the image, and that's because that gives us the interest, and that's the images that I think really work at a sunrise. It's a really important thing to factor in when starting out, or even as an advanced photographer, is really capture the images that you like and you want to capture. Here comes the gallery. I hope that you enjoy it. This is the gallery of the sunrise itself, and the images that I captured. Lot of long exposures. Absolutely love long exposure though. So enjoy this gallery. Let me know in the comments below what your favorite is. And if you have found this useful and like any of the images, please remember to like and subscribe. Your support is absolutely massive. And also check out some of my other videos that I've done previously on some sunrises and sunsets, because it really is the best time of day to capture images.